Okay, tension versus intensity. So this one's really tricky for a lot of players or that we work with, and just about anybody that works with, anybody that would be listening to this. It's hard to understand. It's hard to tell somebody you got to be super intense but super relaxed. And they're like, that doesn't. They're not. They don't see the difference in the wording, and they don't see the difference in the physical movements. So when somebody, and then, again, these are all generals, but you're talking about 99%, I would say, somewhere in there that understand the true difference, or it can actually apply, which is the most thing, the difference. So the best way I can explain this is if you've ever seen disc golf or frisbee golf, it's the best way I can explain this. These guys will come up and they'll throw, or girls or whatever, and they'll spin and chunk this thing. They'll take it in their power hand and they'll chunk it and spin around like a discus throw and throw that thing sometimes 250, I believe. And again, I'm not a disc golfer. They'll throw the thing 250 yards, I believe, plus. And it's a frisbee. And it's unbelievable. And that's the best way I can explain it. You say, well, what's the difference? They're going maximum intensity with their whole body, maximum intensity, but their arm is the most, it's a whip. It's a relaxed whip. And don't get me wrong, it's going hard and it's throwing at the right time. But imagine them going in and going all tension, full intensity. So full tension, full intensity would look like that. They wouldn't throw it 50 yards, barely out of their shadow, and it would not be accurate. But they're coming in and they have these fluid motion, these movements like we talk about in Tai Chi, these fluid, relaxed movements that don't look like anything until all of a sudden you hit something. All of a sudden you decide, I'm going to whip, and it creates this, and it either knocks the hell out of something or it throws the hell out of something, or both. So my point is with this is when you're doing these real soft, gentle patterns, they don't look like much. Until you add a whip and all the power that you have, intensity, that's everything you got inside your body, to whip and knock that out or throw that out or whatever. But this, no matter what you do, is a whip and relax. So if you watch these disc golf, they'll come in and I don't know the pattern. They just throw it and they spin around in circles. Or if you watch a disc golfer, they don't go linear and stop and then throw. It's hit and they throw and they're moving and circling and everything else because of the circular spiraling energy. So my point is with this, tension is muscular tension right here versus relax. Relax is opposite of that, just like we've been in yin and yang, so it would be everything limp, right? If you go limp without intensity, it'd look like this. If you go limp with intensity, you can actually hear that. You probably can't hear it here. I can actually hear the whip and the wind just with my arm doing that. If I stiffen up, I can't hear anything. I can actually hear the whip right there, okay? And I don't suggest you practicing that a lot because it'll be hard on your elbows if you have elbow issues or shoulder issues and you start trying to whip. It's not necessarily I want you to try to do that. I want you to try to understand the concept, okay? Because they're two radically different things, okay? They talked about Muhammad Ali. He was one of the only boxers that could knock somebody out going backwards. And how is that? Because he's going backward momentum, so mass is going backwards. And there's a lot of different things, but in general, it's because he could have a tremendous amount of relaxation here, and then he had a tremendous amount of stiffening and relaxation again. And so it's Fa Jing. There's only one hard point, and you don't even really, it's not even like you necessarily feel it, okay? And it creates this shaking effect, which is, so if it's in boxing or martial arts, when you hit something, when you hit it, if you try to hit somebody in let's just say the jaw, you're trying to create an effect when you hit. You're not only trying to hit here, you're trying to get their jaw to shake, and that creates the disorientation and the knockout. Same thing into an internal organ. You want to hit right in there, and right at the last second, it's going in loose, and then it strikes and loosens out, and that creates this wave that's going through your body like this that are not good for your internal organs. And Tai Chi certainly teaches a lot of that, and so does boxing and a lot of other sports. But Tai Chi specifically teaches you how to go relaxed. You'll never see anybody in Tai Chi teach you how to go hard first. It's always soft and learn how to just get energy out, and then all of a sudden it creates a whip, just like that. So it goes hard, soft, and then that pop. It's very relaxed here. If you've ever seen anybody, and hopefully most of you that are watching this do not dip, and I'm not advocating it, but if you ever seen anybody pop a skull can, it's the same effect. It's just, it's amazing to me that they can do it, but they just pop this thing, whack, 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 and you can hear this thing just slapping. And it's no effort in the arm and shoulder, but it's got a tremendous amount of snap to it. That's the kind of effort that you're talking about, or the relaxation I should talk about, or the fudging. It's just this effect, and then the intensity is just okay, the amount that we're going to put into that. But it still doesn't. When I go amount or intensity amount, I don't go like this. I go it's this. But it's still very relaxed. This is all. If you're measuring the muscular contraction, it would be very little at all. And it's certainly not a thought of very little. The thought of it is nothing. It's just whipping as quickly as I can, full intensity that I've got, maximum intensity. But always relaxed. And that's how all these patterns that you'll see us working on with the Tai Chi patterns, you see it looks soft and it looks like nothing. And it is. We're not trying to do a lot. It may be evasive here, and you see me doing head work. You would not do that in golf. When we teach it in golf, it would be more, you can see, more like the actual pattern. So even if I moved off center and moved this way, I would never have my head being evasive like I would in martial arts. It's always this right between the eyes here, the center, and the belt buckle are moving in a circular pattern just like this. And at any point, because I've got great relaxation, as soon as I get to any striking, I can whip, right? And I can whip through. I can do whatever, but this still stays relaxed. And so at the end point, when the silk is at the very end here, and I've got all the energies full, and I want to say, okay, snap. That would be if you're breaking a board. You don't get intensity here. It's whip, hit, back. Okay? Same thing. So I just want to help you understand the principles of understanding tension, okay, and intensity. Two different things. Now, we'll go on to a little bit more, is understanding going from a loose, kind of a, we like all of our players, if you watch our players here at the academy, you'll see they have this kind of this looseness in their swing, but not flimsy. So flimsy is this. Flimsy would be that. Flimsy is this. But they have this softness in their swing, but full. When we say full, the fullness is that we've got support of the club. Okay? We've got full support of the club, but we're just super relaxed. So we've got all the traditional golf fundamentals. We've got the width, we got all this, but we're super soft. Superficial width looks like this. So you'll see players trying to set the club, create width, and all this. And the energy is so locked up into the arms, they usually hit about 2 feet behind the ball. Their energy's all over. Then they start getting tired of that, and then they release out of the same thing too early. Premature acceleration. It's anxiety hitting, which anxiety hitting is just the brain has too much tension and thought. It's a no-go. So when you watch us, we're going to have this full look to us. Okay, yeah, it's full. We got all the cool stuff that you want in your golf swing, but we're soft in here. The relaxation in my grip is not much. I don't need it. I don't need it. As soon as I tense up this, I'm tensioning up things that I do not need, which are my shoulders and my back and all that. I don't need all those tense. I'm relaxed here. So then when I go and I'm doing my silking, my circling and silk rolling back through the ball, you can see I'm still keeping nice distancing. And then when it's time, when it goes into alignment, that's when the intensity starts to flow. And I heard Justin Rose say a great thing about release and the whipping energy. And this will hopefully help you. Okay? So when you're here, when you're swinging through, it's patience. We've heard me do from here, it's 1, 1,000, 1. 1 is over here, not directly at the ball. It's actually over here. And Justin Rose was talking about when you swing through, you want patience here. Patience, 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 patience. And then all of a sudden, the release and the speed should feel in here. And as we've always heard, the speed should start to, in traditional golf instruction, should be like right there. And then you turn it on like crazy. You do that with a high handicapper. If you're and I say a high handicapper being probably even a 3-digit. 3-digit up above that will take this and they try to prematurely accelerate right here. They're going to turn the right hand into it, or left hand out, or both hands break, or whatever, and it's going to be bad news. So what does that mean? So when you get here, you're just got the support and you're letting momentum truly carry you through, and you're not going to feel the intensity until right in here. Again, he's talking about intensity. He says release, but it's more intensity there. And so then when a rail swing, it looks That's got some whip to it right there, but I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any kind of whip or power until here. If you get here and you're trying to whip on it like this, good luck with that. If you're trying to whip on it from right here, I'm not saying that players don't feel that sometimes. I'm just saying that if you're watching this, good luck. You're probably going to be in a bad situation. The odds are not in your favor. You want to feel this club maintaining its width, the circling like we talk about, patience. It's 1/1000, 1. And then if you can do that, your alignments are going to be so much better. You're not going to feel your hands shaking at the ball, going loose or tense or breaking or stiffening or blocking or any of this. It's just going to be in alignment. 1/1000, 1. See? Over here. So it looks like 1/1000, 1. 1/1000, 1. That ball is going to go. I can play any golf course for the most part in the world, and I can hit it far enough doing that. If I want more intensity, what do? You say, oh, I want to hit it really far. 1/1000, 1. The same release point. I just had more intensity out here. Okay, I had maybe a shade more width than I would normally have, but I didn't have stiffness. I didn't have stiffness with my width. See, here, softness, softness, patience, patience. There's your one. There's your number 1 right there. 1,000, 1,000. Patience. 1. And you can see that's gone through the alignment, and that's going to be big power. If I want to hit it far, same thing. Bigger, wider, slower in the top. Build the momentum. More intensity out here. And it's hard to say exactly, but it's over here, right? No specific point than other than 1,000. 1. I can assure you that's got enough power and precision to play really good golf. Those are the things you want. Here's what the amateurs would do. 1,000, 1. 1,001. There's got to be a delay in the 1,000 at the top of the backswing, even if it's here. 1,000, 1. 1,000. Patience, patience, patience. 1. So even when you get 1,000, don't go 1,000, 1. See, that's it. It's got to be. This was moving as you were saying 1,000. 1,000 slows down. Everything comes to stability here. That's the float. Patience, 1. So it'd go 1,000, 1. Hopefully that helps you understand the difference of intensity, intention, and you also got a little bit of sequencing out of that, and then true tempo. Just remember, rhythm is coordination. A cool word for that out in the biomechanics world is kinetic linking, kinematic sequencing. It's the same as rhythm. There's nothing different about those two. Okay? Tempo, rate of the movement, rate of speed, right? So it's you could go 1/1001, that would be right for there, or you can go 1/1001. Have more patience. It's just the rate of movement, and so that's why there's fast swings on the tour. There's slow swings. Okay. But there's always a delay right in the top zone, wherever that top zone is going to be for a player. There's always going to be a small delay for collection. And then the 1, whether you have a fast swing or slow swing, is going to be out in here. Okay? So you kind of got a little bit of everything. You learned a little bit about sequencing, the flow, the chi, then you got the little bit of even the timing, because it's based in that, even though it wasn't raw timing. And learn the difference between intensity and tension. That's where this whole video started, but we wound up with a few other things, and I hope that helps you. And if you keep studying these videos, you'll find the answers. The key is, if you're trying to do what we're doing and you're mixing in raw golf fundamentals, you're trying to do your takeaway and get your club face, or you're trying to get downward right in here and all this stuff, you're not going to work with us. It won't happen. You'll never get it. I've been through that. I've been through that stuff 20 some odd years ago. Raw fundamentals don't work, okay? Not by themselves, they don't. So I don't care how you make yourself look like. We call it stick golf, where how you look like a stick golfer, where you're stuck here. Even though you got great angles right there, everything looks good. This doesn't mean anything. You haven't hit the ball yet. Even at right here, I've seen players start right here, down, 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 right in here, and toss the right hand right at the ball, block even just a little bit, and the ball's off the golf course because of the speed rates. It's about flow and it's about energy. Okay, everything in this program, you don't see any of our players that are over the top, that are under the plane. You're not going to see any of our players where they got a tremendous amount of tilt, a lot of the spinning. They'll all have their unique golf swings. Their back swings all look a little different. Their grips will look different. Their setup and postures are going to look different. They're going to have their golf swing, but I can guarantee you one thing: they're going to have what we teach, which is, you know, sequencing. Okay, the rhythm and the coordination, the kinetic linking, and all that stuff. But they're going to have raw timing to start with. You have raw timing first. You build sequencing and flow off of that, and everything starts chipping away and becoming, you know, becoming the player you try to be at whatever relative to your talent level. So anyway, I hope this video really helps, and good luck.